The journey begins inside the cab of a heavy-duty truck, where the world outside is reduced to blurred motion and constant vibration. The driver, speaking through the hum of the engine and the hiss of the tires on asphalt, introduces a life that is always in motion. Long-distance trucking across Scandinavia is not simply transportation, it is endurance, timing, and precision blended into one continuous responsibility. Today's task is the delivery of a wheel loader bound for Finland, a route that demands patience as much as skill. The roads between Sweden and Finland are familiar yet never identical, shaped by weather, weight loads, and shifting conditions that can turn routine into challenge within minutes. There is a sense of pride in the work, a quiet satisfaction in operating such powerful machinery across vast northern landscapes. The cab becomes both workplace and shelter, a small world where focus never stops. Even casual speech carries the rhythm of motion, interrupted by road noise and concentration. This is not a glamorous introduction, it is practical, grounded, and real. It reflects a lifestyle where work and identity merge, and where every kilometer traveled carries both responsibility and personal meaning. In this world, the road is not just a path forward, but a constant companion shaping every decision and every moment of the day. A childhood encounter that changed everything. Long before fame, before cameras, and before online audiences, there was a quiet moment that set everything in motion. As a child of just 4 years old, Angelica Larsson first climbed into the cab of a massive truck, an experience that would leave a lasting imprint on her imagination. While most children saw toys and fairy tales as the center of their world, she saw something entirely different in that elevated seat above the ground. From that height, the world felt open, powerful, and full of possibility. The steering wheel was enormous, the dashboard filled with unfamiliar instruments, yet none of it felt intimidating. Instead, it felt inviting. That moment planted a seed of independence and curiosity that would grow stronger with time. She didn't yet understand logistics or mechanics, but she understood feeling, freedom, control, and movement. Those sensations stayed with her long after she stepped down from the cab. As she grew older, the memory did not fade, it deepened. What began as childhood fascination gradually became direction. While others around her explored traditional ambitions, she quietly carried a vision shaped by that early encounter. It was not a sudden decision but a long, internal journey that began with wonder and slowly transformed into purpose, building a career behind heavy wheels. By the time she reached her late teens, that childhood fascination had matured into determination. In Sweden, obtaining a commercial driving license is no small task. The training is strict, structured, and designed to filter out anyone without discipline or commitment. At 19, Angelica entered this demanding system, stepping into a world of technical knowledge, safety regulations, and hands-on mastery. She learned to handle vehicles far larger and more complex than anything most drivers ever experience. Each test demanded focus, patience, and precision under pressure. Passing was not simply about skill, it was about consistency and responsibility. After completing her qualifications, she officially entered the profession as a heavy vehicle operator. But her ambitions extended beyond standard trucking. She sought experience with multiple types of machinery, including snowplows, dump trucks, and industrial loaders. Each new machine added another layer to her expertise. The work was physically demanding and mentally exhausting, especially in the harsh Nordic climate, where ice and darkness dominate much of the year. Yet instead of discouraging her, these conditions sharpened her abilities. Every challenge reinforced her commitment. She was not simply entering a job, she was building a career defined by control over powerful machines in some of the most demanding environments in Europe. The reality of early years on harsh roads. The first years on the road were far from easy. Northern Sweden presents some of the most challenging driving conditions in the world, especially for heavy transport vehicles. Snowstorms arrive without warning, roads freeze into unpredictable sheets of ice, and daylight can vanish for long stretches during winter months. Navigating these conditions in a fully loaded truck requires constant attention and rapid decision-making. Every turn, every brake adjustment, and every acceleration must be calculated with care. Early in her career, Angelica faced these conditions daily, often for long hours that stretched into the night. Fatigue was a constant companion, but so was focus. There was no room for distraction when transporting valuable or oversized cargo. She learned to read the road like a language, interpreting subtle changes in texture, wind direction, and vehicle response. Mistakes were not theoretical, they carried real consequences. Yet with every difficult trip, her confidence grew. Experience slowly replaced uncertainty, and technical skill became instinct. These formative years were not glamorous, but they were essential. They shaped not only her professional ability, but also her mental resilience. The road was unforgiving, but it was also the environment where she developed her identity as a capable and reliable heavy transport operator. From cab windows to social media attention years later, something unexpected began to shift her life in a different direction. In 2012, she started sharing glimpses of her work on social media. At first, it was simple documentation, photos of trucks, landscapes, and loading operations. But the response was immediate and overwhelming. People were fascinated by the combination of technical skill and visual contrast. A young woman, operating massive industrial vehicles, challenged expectations in a way that attracted attention far beyond the trucking community. Her posts began circulating widely, reaching audiences who had never considered what life inside a heavy transport cab actually looked like. The content was not staged or artificial, it was routine work presented from an unusual perspective. That authenticity made it compelling. Over time, her following grew, and so did interest in her daily life. Yet this visibility also changed the dynamic of her profession. What was once a private career became a public subject. Every video, every image, and every journey carried a new layer of interpretation from viewers who were both impressed and curious. Without planning it, she had become a public figure simply by showing what she already did every day. The label that changed public perception. As her audience expanded, a simplified narrative began to form around her identity. Instead of being recognized primarily as a skilled operator of heavy machinery, she was increasingly described through her appearance. The label that followed her into public discourse emphasized looks over competence, reducing years of training and experience into a surface-level impression. While some intended it as admiration, the effect was more complicated. It created a tension between perception and reality. On one side, there was a professional who had mastered complex equipment in extreme conditions. On the other, there was a public image shaped by social media aesthetics. She consistently pushed back against this framing, emphasizing that her work required discipline, technical understanding, and constant focus. Driving industrial vehicles was not a performance, it was responsibility. The machines she operated were not props, but essential tools in large-scale logistics and mining operations. Despite her efforts to redirect attention toward skill and professionalism, the simplified label persisted in online discussions. It became one of the central misunderstandings she had to navigate throughout her public life. The unseen discipline behind daily work. Behind every public image of her driving lies a routine that is structured, demanding, and often repetitive in ways outsiders rarely see. Each workday begins long before a vehicle is in motion. Pre-operation inspections are essential, checking hydraulic systems, tire conditions, fuel levels, and mechanical integrity. These steps are not optional, they are critical to safety and efficiency. Weather conditions must be evaluated carefully, especially in regions where sudden changes can alter road safety within minutes. Loading procedures for heavy or oversized cargo require coordination and precision, often involving multiple workers and specialized equipment. Once on the road, attention remains constant. Long-distance hauling is mentally taxing, requiring sustained concentration over extended periods. Even minor misjudgments can have significant consequences when transporting multi-ton machinery. Rest periods are carefully scheduled, not just for compliance but for safety. This structured discipline defines the profession far more than any external perception. It is a cycle of preparation, execution, and verification repeated daily. While the outside world may see only the driving itself, the reality is a system of continuous responsibility that extends far beyond the cab of the truck. A personal story hidden in a book. In 2022, a deeper layer of her life became public through a memoir titled Choices. The book revealed aspects of her journey that had never been fully shared before. While social media captured moments of her professional life, the book explored the emotional and personal dimensions behind those moments. It addressed the complexity of balancing relationships, career demands, and personal independence. Life on the road often means long periods away from home, irregular schedules, and limited time for personal connections. These realities can create distance in ways that are difficult to reconcile. The memoir reflected on the difficult decisions required to maintain her chosen path. It did not present easy answers but instead highlighted the cost of independence and ambition. The title itself suggested that her life had been shaped by a series of deliberate choices, each carrying both opportunity and sacrifice. Rather than portraying a perfect narrative, the book acknowledged uncertainty, change, and emotional complexity. It added depth to a public image that many had previously seen as straightforward, revealing that the reality behind the wheel included not only technical mastery but also personal reflection and internal struggle, loneliness, and life beyond the road. One of the less visible aspects of long-haul trucking is the emotional distance it creates. Spending extended periods away from home can affect relationships, friendships, and family connections. The rhythm of life becomes defined by routes, schedules, and deliveries rather than shared daily experiences. Even with modern communication, the physical separation remains significant. For someone deeply committed to the profession, this can create an ongoing tension between personal life and career passion. Time zones, unpredictable schedules, and long journeys make consistency difficult. While the road offers freedom and independence, it also demands solitude. That solitude is not always negative, but it is constant. Many drivers adapt by finding meaning in the work itself, forming a sense of identity tied to movement and responsibility. Still, the emotional complexity cannot be ignored. Balancing ambition with connection becomes an ongoing process rather than a fixed solution. Over time, this aspect of the profession shapes perspective, priorities, and personal decisions. It is part of the hidden structure of life behind the wheel, one that is rarely visible in public portrayals, but deeply influential in shaping the lived experience of those who choose this path. Questions, doubts, and online speculation. As her visibility increased, so did public scrutiny. Online audiences began questioning the authenticity of her work, suggesting that her presence in heavy transport media might be more symbolic than professional. These doubts were fueled by misconceptions about appearance and occupation, as well as the unfamiliarity many viewers had with the trucking industry itself. The idea that someone could both maintain a public online presence and operate complex industrial machinery challenged conventional expectations. Critics often ignored licensing, documented experience, and technical demonstrations in favor of assumptions. This created a cycle where proof was continuously demanded, regardless of evidence already provided. For her, this meant repeatedly demonstrating competence through real work, rather than relying on explanation. Each video showing loading procedures, driving techniques, and industrial operations served as direct response to skepticism. Over time, consistency became the strongest form of validation. The more she documented her work, the more difficult it became to dismiss it. What began as casual content sharing evolved into an ongoing demonstration of professional identity, shaped as much by audience doubt as by personal expression. Demonstrating reality through work. Instead of retreating from criticism, she expanded the level of detail in her content. Videos began to show entire processes, rather than isolated moments. Viewers could see preparation, loading, transport, and delivery as connected stages of a single operation. This transparency revealed the complexity of her work in ways that short clips could not capture. Transporting heavy machinery involves coordination with multiple teams, careful route planning, and strict adherence to safety protocols. Weather conditions, mechanical checks, and timing all play crucial roles in execution. By documenting these elements, she provided a clearer picture of what the job actually involves. The extended format also highlighted the time investment required for each project, sometimes spanning entire days. This approach shifted the narrative from perception to observation. Rather than arguing against criticism, she allowed the work itself to serve as evidence. Over time, this consistency helped reshape audience understanding. What had once been questioned became increasingly recognized as legitimate professional expertise demonstrated in real time. Working with oversized industrial loads, specialized transport adds another layer of complexity to heavy vehicle operation. Moving oversized machinery requires precise coordination, as loads often exceed standard road dimensions. This includes mining equipment, industrial components, and construction machinery designed for large-scale operations. Each transport job begins with detailed planning, including route analysis, permit acquisition, and risk assessment. Roads must be evaluated for width, weight capacity, and structural limitations. In some cases, temporary modifications are required to allow passage. Loading itself is a technical process involving cranes, hydraulic systems, and securing mechanisms designed to stabilize extreme weight distribution. Once on the road, the driver must maintain careful control to prevent shifting or imbalance. These operations are not routine trucking tasks, they are specialized logistical projects. They demand both technical knowledge and real-time problem-solving. The responsibility is significant, as equipment being transported often represents high financial and operational value. Success depends on precision at every stage, from initial planning to final delivery. It is a field where experience and attention to detail directly determine outcome. Dangerous roads and extreme conditions. Northern transport routes introduce environmental challenges that push both driver and machine to their limits. Ice-covered roads reduce traction and increase stopping distance, while snowstorms can drastically reduce visibility. In these conditions, even familiar routes become unpredictable. Drivers must rely on experience, instinct, and constant adaptation. Wildlife crossings add another layer of risk, particularly in remote areas where animals may appear suddenly on the road. Temperature fluctuations can also affect vehicle performance, influencing tire grip, braking efficiency, and engine response. In extreme winter conditions, entire stretches of road may become hazardous within minutes. Navigating these environments while transporting heavy loads requires continuous concentration. There is little margin for error, as the consequences of a mistake can be severe. Despite these risks, such routes are essential for connecting industrial operations across remote regions. The ability to operate safely under these conditions reflects a high level of professional skill. It is not simply driving, it is controlled navigation through some of the most demanding road environments in the world. Expanding beyond the driver identity. Over time, her presence in the public eye evolved beyond that of a driver. As audiences grew, so did opportunities to build a broader professional identity. What began as documentation of daily work gradually became a platform with global reach. This shift introduced new responsibilities, including content creation, communication, and brand development. While the foundation remained rooted in trucking, the scope expanded into storytelling and education about the industry. This dual role required balancing authenticity with public engagement. Maintaining credibility was essential, as the core identity remained tied to real-world professional work. At the same time, the platform allowed for influence beyond the cab, including inspiring interest in heavy transport careers and challenging stereotypes about who belongs in the industry. The transformation was gradual rather than sudden, shaped by consistent presence and audience growth. It demonstrated how modern careers can evolve when traditional professions intersect with digital visibility, creating opportunities that extend beyond original expectations. Closing reflections on a life in motion. The story ultimately returns to the road, where everything began and continues to unfold. Life in heavy transport is defined by movement, responsibility, and constant adaptation. It is a profession that demands resilience, but also offers independence and purpose. The journey is not shaped by a single moment, but by thousands of small decisions made across years of work. From early childhood fascination to professional mastery, the path reflects persistence rather than simplicity. Public perception may shift over time, but the reality remains grounded in skill, discipline, and lived experience. The road does not separate personal identity from professional life. It blends them into a continuous journey. What remains constant is commitment to the work itself, regardless of external interpretation. In the end, the story is not about image or labels, but about endurance, capability, and the ability to navigate both literal and metaphorical roads with confidence and control. Top of form, bottom of form.